What is up, Nerdgenic Nation, and welcome to the season 3 finale of The Mandalorian. It is here. I kind of can't believe it, to be honest with you, but let's give it a quick, yes, big celebration for this finale. I am super excited. I've heard some good things. I've tried to stay off the internet for pretty much all day, so fingers crossed that nothing's been spoiled. There was one very mild spoiler. I wouldn't even count it as a spoiler, just something that happens that I don't know what sort of implication it will or will not have. Um, it's just an action being taken, but I don't know in what context or anything like that. So I'm pretty much going into this is oblivious, other than seeing the past 7 episodes as possible. But welcome to the stream. I am your host and resident superhero nerd, Aaron Waller. There it is. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm super excited to be back again. But also it's kind of sad because, Mandalorian is ending. And apparently on such a high note, which it was a bit of a rough season, but I'm still excited that we have the Mandalorian. One last ride for this season, and then on to Ahsoka for more Star Wars content in a few months, I want to say. I think it was in July or August. I don't remember when Ahsoka is supposed to come out. I have a computer right in front of me. Why am I not looking it up? Ahsoka show comes out in, drumroll please, I don't know. I don't know when the show comes out. Casting reveal. Released in August is when it will be coming out. Consists of 8 episodes. So basically, I have until August to finish all of Rebels to be as caught up as I possibly can be, to know everything. Because I started watching Rebels, and for some reason, I'm finding it so much easier to watch than Clone Wars. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because it's a little bit more linear in terms of kind of what's going on. I don't know if it's just a different mindset that I have instead of watching Clone Wars and knowing that they're going to do the whole time jumping around and different sort of storylines that are happening, and it doesn't really have a ton of continuity, at least in the beginning. So maybe that's where my disconnect is with Clone Wars. But let's say hello to the man in the chat, the man who's been waiting, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hello there.
To Rambling Nerd. Hello there, sir. How are you? Good evening. In August, you are correct. So ding, 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 point for you on getting that right. So I have to catch up. I now know who Zeb is, that I missed like episode 2, who that was. So I know who Zeb is now. And hopefully I'm going to get to know all these characters even a little bit better, like Hera, Sabine, and Ezra, and the whole gang. So I'm excited to see where that leads. But Mandalorian is ending tonight again, sadly, but kind of needed. Well, hopefully it's going to be on a high note. But I'm excited. I can't wait to dive in, and I think that we shouldn't wait too long to do so. I've been itching all day to watch this show, so let's go ahead and do that. But before we do, we have to, of course, give the obligatory, how does this work? So essentially the way that it works is that I'm going to have an episode time code right up above my noodle here. I'll say 3, 2, 1, press play or go or warp speed or fuel to jet or something. I don't know. I'll say something to indicate press play on your device where you may be watching The Mandalorian. I'll press play, you press play. And as long as you try and stay as close as possible to the time code up above my noggin, then we should be A-okay. I laugh, you laugh. I cry when you cry. And we go through this experience together. Synergy. Rebels was my first show I watched start to finish, Star Wars animation-wise. Engage is a good one. I should have used Engage. I'll use Engage. But I didn't know that. I always thought you were more Clone Wars first. I know Archer is very heavy on Clone Wars. I've tried, and I fall asleep almost every single time. But Rebels is it's an easier watch. I don't know what it is. But I'm enjoying it so far. Kind of giving me vibes of a couple different things. A little bit more on the Serenity side, I think, but obviously Star Wars. And I like Serenity, so that's fun. Or I guess Firefly is what it was. But I was weird, and I saw Serenity without seeing Firefly. I didn't know they were connected until later, so it was a totally different experience for me than probably most people. But I still enjoyed it. So I'm enjoying Rebels thus far. Only about 4 or 5 episodes in, but so far definitely a lot easier to watch for me than Clone Wars. Don't know why I didn't watch Clone Wars in real time, but it gave me questions, so I went back to do Clone Wars. That's probably what's going to end up happening to me. Is I'll finish up on Rebels and then just end up going back um, and doing the greatest hits of Clone Wars. I mean, it takes place between 2 and 3, episode 2 and 3, so I kind of feel like I get the gist of it, but I'm sure there's a ton of content within that. But anywho, all right. So I think without further ado, we should just go ahead and jump into this adventure, see exactly where we're going. I heard there's some big reveals, or at least that's according to what all the clickbaity titles of articles have been telling me all day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just get into the episode. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up over here on my other screen. Bear with me. I'm going to go back to 0. So I'm going to press play. Everybody put fingers on buttons. Oh, and at the end, of course, we will give it a grade. We'll talk about probably the season as a whole and the episode, and we'll call it a night. I also do, disclaimer, I am not a Star Wars expert. If I missed something like Zeb a few weeks ago, which I now feel like an idiot for, please don't come at me. You can come at me a little bit, but maybe not. Don't dig too hard. I'm trying. And so I think we'll go ahead and get the episode. I do talk during the episode. So we'll let all the intros play to try and stay as synced as possible. Blah, 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 yada, 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 all that good stuff. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and press play. Everybody put your fingers on the buttons, and we're going to press play in 3. Oh, sorry. I got a little itchy trigger finger there. In 3, 2, 1, and engage. Great suggestion with engage. I feel so powerful saying it. I gotta turn up the volume here. Can't hear what they're saying. Na 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 na. Din Djarin. Dun, dun. Apparently, people are saying. Obviously, the theory is that the armor was in on this, but now people are saying that the spy might be somebody else. She's still suspicious. Paz. Oh, and that's right. This is the last Pedro thing we've had in like 3 months. Pedro Pascal. Shame. And who's the forger of Beskar alloy? Red flag number 1. Okay, let's do this thing. IGN gave this episode a 9, so I mean, IGN's kind of bad at grading things, but I mean, they've been a little bit more spot on with this season of Mandalorian, so at least in my opinion, maybe not exactly right, as they're usually pretty wrong on most things. But hopefully we'll be true believers. I know that's a Marvel thing, but it's still Disney umbrella. Oh, apparently you can just fly through the storm in just a regular Mando suit? It's just going to be rubble when you get there, Axe. This is so weird. Why is he flying through the storm just solo like that? But everybody else needs ships? Just an odd choice. Apparently he can hit space. Apparently, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And in like was it the first season? No, it was earlier this season when they're like, "Oh, I'm out of jet fuel on the jetpack." Like it ran out so quick, and now he's flying through a storm out of the atmosphere. Come on. Oh, shanked him. They may be in Beskar, but they're still stormtroopers. Oh. Oh boy. Grogu with the save. What's with the spray? Suddenly Din has game. Something that only he thinks he had the whole time, but he just shows when no one's looking, apparently. What he said. Got a little bit of a different back to spray, the healing spray stuff. Oh, I don't know why I didn't put two and two together on that. I figured it was going to be like a refreshing spray, smelling salt for Mandos, but that makes sense. I'm sure that was mentioned somewhere. Again, not an expert. Up, up, and away, Rocketeer. It has electrolytes. It has electrolytes. That was such a good movie. I need to rewatch that movie. It was season 1 callback when IG-11 took off his helmet and spray. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot they used that before. But apparently we have a tracker on him. Oh, he's even got a cool voice changer. I do feel like his helmet is kind of cool. R5. R5 still there? I don't speak binary. I can't believe R5's still floating around. I'm kind of on the chopper train now that I've been watching Rebels. A little car. They love to invoke the feeling of Darth Vader every single time. If there's a character with a helmet and a dark suit, that it's a callback to Vader. I feel like they were thinking, like, how can we make it be like they're on a rebel ship without getting them onto a rebel ship? Rebel base inside of Mandalore. Where did the armorer go? And here she is. Oh. Is he the spy? What is happening? Did you read the canon comic where R2 rescued 3PO and takes off in a Sea Wing, and Vader goes after him, and R2 declares he's going to kill Darth? Remember, he knows who Darth is. I don't think I read that one. I started reading one of the Darth Vader comics, but I don't know if I got that far. I think it was like right when it started, and there was like a lot of hype behind them. But he was pretty good. Just give up on a space dogfight, split forces, maybe. I don't know why they. Again, what happened to the armor? Super suspicious. She was supposed to go and warn them and get help, and she disappeared. And here she is. Oh, maybe not. This guy really thinks he's just going to go down with the ship, or. Those TIE fighters are pretty sick, though. It's kind of giving me like a Metal Gear Solid vibe. The most useless corridor of lasers. It's going to deactivate them all. It's not opening. Traitor! They got the shock trooper thing. Episode 1 vibes in the Naboo. Yeah, you're 100% right. Is he going to have to meditate between shields? R5's about to get busted. Next shield, we're in the middle of a battle. Well, some John Wick action with that slide. Is Din getting a soft spot for droids? Brought back R5 in general. It shows that they're super nerds. Definitely shows that. Gotta love this bucket of bolts. Something more endearing about him for some reason. Are those the Snoke, just clones in general, or the Snoke clones? I'm assuming they're... Are they Gideon clones? Or just I can't tell. They're Gideon clones, aren't they? They look like Gideon clones. What? I like how they're not showing us on purpose. Opens his eyes. There you go. Saw that coming. Are they about to have a Gideon fight? Oh, he's blowing him. Okay. Didn't know if he was fighting a horde of Gideons all of a sudden or what. So I wonder, is Gideon a clone already? Perhaps, perchance? Or is he the original? Why didn't they go here the first time? Kind of looks like Willy Wonka's chocolate room. Fuel's suddenly not an issue. Doesn't matter. We're in the finale, baby. That's showbiz. It can't. She came back. What an interesting twist. I have an urge to Mando cosplay at New York Comic Con. Oh, that'd be interesting, like everyone else. But with my motorcycle gear subbing. What a twist. I know, she came back. Still don't like it. Still do not like it. Maybe I'm just a stickler, but I kind of feel like the armor's little fur pelt thing that she wears might catch fire on that jetpack. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. They look like bugs. Like, they don't even look like they're threatening. This looks like an army of flies. What's her aversion to blaster? She's using the hammer again. Good question. Maybe she's like Batman and doesn't like no blasters is her rule. I don't know. Who is that? She's not Thor. They don't return after you lose him. You drop it, you drop it. Is that something you can do? So was it just like a midichlorian thing? No, you die. This feels like a boss battle. Mentioned my talk with Steve, afraid they'd rush things. Oh, excuse me. The clone reveal and his explanation are what I was worried about. And just because he's wearing Beskar armor doesn't mean that he has super strength. So where's that coming from? There were a way to bring in Luke, Grogu, and Ahsoka in Season 4. I suppose that's true. But people don't want Luke. Only Disney. Uh-oh. You made the baby mad. Sorry, the child. Oh, snap. I feel like with Din having this jetpack, it kind of looks like when you have like random upgrades in video games and you have like that one piece or several pieces of armor or upgrades that just don't quite match the rest of the other ones because it's upgraded or hasn't been upgraded. They make an electronic motor noise while on the moves. So I guess it's sort of Iron Man armor. Oh, I guess I never really put that together. I like how she stopped for an action pose. Yeah, use the Force, kid. Do your little flips. Oh, look, Din is losing another fight. Okay, I hear the little whirring sound. It's got to be hell on the fists and the bones, though. Trying to punch Beskar? They are really trying to sell the Darth Vader on that one. This guy. Like, more than Kylo Ren, in my opinion. She was flying above it. I don't know. Oh, no. Dad. So, Din gets his butt kicked in every fight that he's in. But he goes up against trained assassins and can hold his own long enough with Grogu's help a little bit there with the Force? Or, like, what's up with that? Do the 1-2. Give him the 1-2. That was a dumb move. He's going to be tired after this. And he's going to pass out. Oh, maybe not. Meh. He needed his little yes button right there. Yes. Is he still flying that thing? No, don't. They are not about to do an I'm your father situation or something like that. That's what I thought. I feel like the heavy Mando should have lived if Din survived. I feel like Paz would have made more sense in this sacrifice flying the ship down more than other guy whose name I still can't remember. Is it like Axel or Axe? I think it's Axe. No, he didn't do that. Ooh, that was rough. Everything but hope. And yes, all this Darksaber stuff for it to be crushed. Can't believe they crushed it. Oh, that was pretty smart. Maybe he's not a dummy as much as I thought he was before. Look out. At least give him an exit strategy. Din's on his... getting his butt kicked once again. And then Bo-Katan comes in with the world's smallest shield. What was that? What is this, like the slide-a-thon? Like the... She's going to protect them with the tiny shield? She tried to Captain America them with the side dish plate size shield? He just Grooted them. He used the Force and made a little Groot force field protection. Flew the whole ship into his crew. I'm not general, but I don't know if that's good tactics when they weren't losing. Not only were they not losing, but their numbers are already so few. It's not like they're so easily replaced, like a stormtrooper or anything like that. He's going to be really tired after all this. Get the kid a Nutri-Grain bar. He did do a Groot. I told you. Except for not sacrificing himself in the process. Are they all going to bathe in the waters now? Oh no, the armor's losing her mind down here. I can't believe she's still... He needs electrolytes. Get him some milk. I mean, does that count as a bath in the waters? Enough for a baptism? Didn't even really touch him, I guess. Just touched his helmet? Is he gonna get a helmet? Oh, is he getting a helmet? That would be so cute. Is he gonna talk? Oh. Are they trying to set up a season whatever 4 mission? Oh, it's official. He's officially adopted. He's now Grogu Jarin. Congratulations. Oh, apparently Din was the last name? Whoops. Sorry for bumping the microphone there. So now we're going to get season 4 that's going to be a little bit more like season 2 or in season 1. A little less Mandalorians just doing their thing. Is he going to talk to the mythosaur? He can probably feel like its presence, I'm assuming. Shut up if he does. Still suspicious of her. I thought she was going to hit Bo-Katan in the air when this battle started. Yeah, like, the fact that she's still sticking around is definitely a shock to me, for sure. But, I don't know. Like, I expected something totally different. The forge is relit. This reminds me of Lord of the Rings. Didn't they have to go like relight the forges or something like that in the mines? And they're back on their mission. The horns on her helmet too. I saw an article that talked about them. Was she a Darth Maul loyalist? I find it. What the heck? Oh, I remember this. Space looks like something out of Captain America. Never saw or read Lord of the Rings. Uh-oh. Rambling nerd. Oh, he went to the base camp with everybody there. And Dave Filoni with his cowboy hat. So he's going to be like under contract with the New Republic type of thing? I feel like these two relationship is almost as good as the first season. A ranger on the New Republic. Yeah, basically. I feel like this is like the cutscene at the end of of a video game that just like they wrap up everything. So are we gonna have to call him Din Grogu from now on, or can we still call him Grogu? I'm wondering if he does that show and Bo continues on as the Mandalorian. That would be interesting, but how did he get to be Marshal Navarro? The show that was supposed to be Cara Dune's. Oh yeah, I think they probably end up scrapping that entire thing now because of that whole situation. Got his own little porch. Can't leave anyone dead because we got to make sure we can come back and make more toys and storylines and do what we need to do. That was an interesting shot to end that. They did scrap it. I'm saying bar scene sets him up as a ranger. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I kind of feel like I would rather see his sort of stories and adventures rather than Cara Dune's. Is that messed up? Like I feel like his would be more interesting, but Cara Dune was nicer to look at. So, what can we say? Well, that was the episode. So, I'm gonna let the art play. It felt like a series finale, didn't it? Kind of. Yeah. Like it definitely wrapped things up and it kind of put him in his own little nice plot of land to settle down. So yeah, it kind of felt like a series finale rather than a season finale. Wrapped up very oddly. But let me know your grades in the live chat if you are still here with me live. Before you do that, or while you're doing that, after you're doing it, whatever, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification if you haven't already. I don't know where I want to put this episode, as per usual. I feel like that's my MO. So I never know what grade. I'm always between two grades, trying to decide what I want to give it. 7 out of 10. That's a fair grade. Definitely a fair grade. I'm gonna hit this.
This is the why.
This is the why. I gotta give it one of those because I didn't hit all these buttons as much as I. Did anybody die in this episode? We can say the clones.
I can't believe it died.
Can't believe it died. I should have used that for Paz last week. Did I use that for Paz last week? I don't remember. It was a lot better than the whole season, but once I go critical, there's issues. Yeah. Still looked damn good. Very true. Still looked very, very good. We'll give it benefit of the doubt there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the timer. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to bring up the episode 8 grade. And somebody play a drum roll. Well, no, because I'm not ready for it. The whole season with no helmet reveal. True. The Moff died. But was it the original Moff? I mean, it's got to be, right? Because he was saying how, like, the clones would have the power of the Force, which he didn't, right? So that's got to make him the original. But they're going to, like you said just a few comments ago, they can't let anybody leave anyone dead. They'll find a way to bring him back. I feel like, will it be a stretch however they do it? I'm sure. They're probably going to have to Anakin Skywalker him back together and turn him into Moff Gideon, Darth Moff Gideon or something like that, where he's basically half robot and he's basically a cyborg at that point. But I have a hard time believing that he's actually dead. based on how they like to bring these people back from the grave, basically. I think he died, but if they do a whole bait and switch, etc., I'll be annoyed. I'm not gonna say it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think it's very strong, but then again, I thought the armor was gonna have a big reveal turn this episode, and it never happened. So maybe, who knows? It might not happen. So about that episode, it had a lot of good stuff, right? The fights were good. It looked good. People wielded the dark saber. Well, I say people, Bo-Katan, but it was destroyed. Like, I feel like this one kind of sits in that realm of it was good because it had a lot of moments, which I feel like the whole season should have had, and it just never really had those. It's almost like they were just pocketing it for this last episode or last two episodes, but at the same time, it was so much and so like 1-2 that it almost felt like it didn't have the ability to really fit everything in. And like you were saying, it almost feels like it was a series finale, which is kind of weird. Like, you don't really end a show that way. I think that they probably took that approach to try and give them the space of potentially another, let's say, 2 years. I think it's every 2 years that they 2 or 3 was this last one between seasons 2 and 3. I think it's like every 2 years, but there was 1 year that was an extra year in between or something like that. I think because between season 2 and 3, there was Boba Fett. It took a little bit longer than normal. But yeah, I still overall like the episode, and I'm teetering. Trying to think. So the action was good. It had some story developments. Grogu got adopted. Now he's Din Grogu. I think I'm just gonna have to. Whoops! I'm just gonna have to agree. I'm gonna agree. I was gonna say 8, but when I think about it, I'm like, it's almost like there was not enough, but still had so much happening at the same time. This was that kind of classic. We're setting up so much for the future of Star Wars and The Mandalorian. We're kind of going to go back to the tried and true formula of let's put him out in space doing random jobs. They gave him that plot of land, which kind of felt weird the way that ended. Kind of like he's settling down more than going off and doing odd jobs in the Outer Rim as an independent contractor, as he said. But it just was like, it had so many good things, but was it good? I felt like some of the things I feel like they forgot some of the things that they did previously. Like, they couldn't catch a dragon, that dragon creature, with their jetpacks, but they can fly into outer space and then back down and then halfway around Mandalore and then all the way back. Not a single pit stop for gas or fuel or anything. They're just going for it. Like, we don't have time to serve the story with the lame thing we talked about 3 episodes ago. We got to go. We got to wrap this puppy up because we took our sweet time and now we got to get it done in the 11th hour. That's kind of what it felt like. I don't know if that was the same impression that you guys got, but they overlooked a lot of the things that they set up, but also went back to the things that they set up in previous episodes and seasons that, like you pointed out with the spray in IG-11, that it just sort of worked out. That's probably a callback to that. So, but they messed up the jetpack thing. I mean, it's such a nitpicky thing. And I also feel like the dogfight on jetpacks is kind of weird. I don't know why. Like, it's like a fight on motorcycles. Like, you're just so exposed, right? It's so weird that they would choose that method rather than a more on the ground battle. I think it on the ground, I mean, that's kind of what made Rogue One so awesome. It was a lot more gritty in terms of or warlike or realistic, quote unquote realistic, um, of a battle. Like it felt real. Like it put you more in the fight. This one was just like kind of gave that prequels um, vibe to it, where it was over CG and to just put all the budget into CG. I went down this massive rabbit hole between episodes of watching like the Star Wars or like making of Star Wars. There's one documentary series called Light and Magic, which is basically just like the how ILM was established and all the amazing things that they would go on to do and blah blah blah. And then I started watching Empire of Dreams, which I think I've seen before, but I don't remember. Um, so them talking about like them just going so all in with the CG on that particular section felt very like Disney Marvel to me. Like it didn't feel like as heavy in what they've trying to establish for the majority of the season, where we're low on fuel, we're low on ammunition, and forget all that stuff. We now have all the resources we can imagine, and this is the fight, and let's just go for it. It just gets lost in all that busyness of these things flying around, the Beskar stormtroopers versus the Mandalorians, and it's just kind of after like the first initial awe of like, oh man, they're about to fight. It's just hard to watch and try to put your eye on what am I gonna look at in this massive CG mess. That's just the impression that I got. Not to say that it wasn't cool. The fight between Mando, Bo, and Moff Gideon, and even with Grogu's help, kind of reminded me of the throne room fight from Last Jedi. I don't know why. Even though the red guys got off earlier than that, just like that fight initially gave me that impression that he was very like overpowered versus them, but their ability to work together really united them or something like that. I don't really know. Just gonna think this messed up. Hopefully I'm still a-okay. I think I'm still going. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure I'm still going. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a 7 out of 10. It was formidable. It was serviceable. It went out on an interesting note, and I feel like it didn't really set anything up for, oh wow, I really can't wait till next season. Like I'm now waiting for next season because he's going to go on more random adventures like he was previously, but I'm not kind of itching for it. Like I'm not like, oh, what's going to happen next? Gideon's supposedly dead. Their Mandalorians are back on Mandalore. He's doing his own thing with Grogu. I don't really know what's next. It felt like a series finale, like Rambling Nerd said. I mean, that was that. But overall, a fairly weak season. I would say probably the weakest out of all of them. The best Mandalorian season was the second half of Book of Boba Fett, or like the 3 episodes that he was in. But I think season 2 was probably one of the better ones. Trying to remember some of the things that happened in season 2. But yeah, I think that, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around if this was definitely the weakest season, 100%. I feel like the implications and things that were happening and like the reveals of season 2 were a lot heavier than season 3. But hopefully we can get back on track next season. I always seem to do the live streams of the ones that are like the weakest seasons or the ones that have the roughest go. What was like my massive like one that I loved what we did live streaming? I'm going to look it up really quick. I'm just going to go on to the Nerdgenic YouTube channel, which you guys should all be liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Let's go to our playlist. See what kind of Miss Marvel. Okay, Obi-Wan. I felt like Obi-Wan was strong. Peacemaker was a pretty good one. Hawkeye. I was fairly on Hawkeye. High on Hawkeye. I don't know if that's the right thing I want to say. Mandalorian. Yeah, I think that's mostly the ones that I like the most. But maybe that's just me. But hopefully, again, next season will be awesome and great, and we'll love it. And I look forward to Ahsoka. I'm going to be done with Rebels by Ahsoka. And I'm going to be so knowledgeable. You guys are going to be like, who is this guy? How does he know all this stuff? Because I watched Rebels and I know. Am I behind? Yes. Do I care? No, because I'll have the satisfaction of having all this knowledge now. So I'm super excited for that. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out when we do that in August. I don't know what other live streams are between now and then, if any, but there's still going to be plenty of video content. We're going to have tons of awesome videos. You guys can check out my Power Rangers 30th anniversary Once and Always Netflix special review, which is now currently on the Nerdgenic channel. Did that this morning. New videos upcoming. Super excited about it and can't wait to talk about all that awesome stuff. Movies coming out, shows coming out. It's going to be a lot. So make sure you subscribe, like if you haven't already, ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of those videos. But in that, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. You guys have been awesome for this, for season 3 Mandalorian. Even if the season was lackluster, we have the memories of hanging out together and enjoying it, laughing, crying, questioning, and so forth. But it's been great. I've been your host and resident superhero nerd, Aaron Waller. You guys are awesome as always. The Nerdgenic community is the best. We're constantly growing and growing more and more every day, so that's exciting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.